This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by the IBF World Champion Mary McGee out here in the beautiful Las Vegas. Mary, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm very good, thank you. I appreciate you giving up a bit of time today. How are you finding this warm weather?
Oh, when I first got off the plane, it was super hot, and then my hair kind of went whew. So when I got here, I had to flat iron it, but other than that, it's nice.
How are you enjoying Vegas?
I love Las Vegas. It's such a vibe. The energy here makes you want to just get out and live your dreams.
Mary, with yourself and your boxing career, you haven't been able to fight throughout the pandemic. Has it been frustrating?
Oh, it was very frustrating, especially in the beginning because we didn't know what was going on, and sports was one of the first things that they stopped. So, like, I'm basically trying to get back out there again because after the pandemic, a lot of us been on hold for quite a while.
Mary, with this year off, when you do get your chance to return to the ring, do you feel you have a lot of pent-up frustration that you'll want to take out on whoever it is that you're sharing the ring with?
Well, no, I normally get all my frustration out in the gym. Me and my coach works that out because your mental has to be healthy. But really, I'm more excited to get back out there.
Now, somebody who is fighting, well, two people who are fighting in your weight, one of them being a fellow world champion this weekend, Chantelle Cameron versus Melissa Hernandez. Firstly, just your thoughts on their fight. Chantal, obviously the WBC world titleist.
Yeah, Chantal, you said she's a WBC world titleist. What are you asking me?
What do you make of her fight with Melissa Hernandez?
This fight's a toss-up to me because I come from the era that Melissa's come from. I just started at a very young age, so me and Chantal, I think, are only maybe 2 years apart. But I come from Melissa's era, and I know how good Melissa is. But I haven't seen her in quite a while, so I don't know if time or age will catch up. I'm not sure. But with Chantal, she's pretty strong. She has a lot of experience, so I'm expecting it to be a really good fight, and she's much younger. So,
Chantal, she's very highly rated in the UK. What do you make of her?
I mean, she's a great fighter. I wouldn't take nothing away from her. I would love to fight her because, I mean, we're the same weight class, and if you're not in boxing to fight who's the best in boxing, then you shouldn't be in boxing, and she's considered one of the best. So yeah, I would like to share the ring with her.
So let's talk about that, Mary. You know, provided you come away with, provided Chantal is victorious rather on Saturday night, will you be looking to kind of pull Eddie Hearn to one side and have a few words about a potential fight there?
I'll leave that to my manager. I'm managed by Brian Cowan, and him and Eddie has already had a fighter fight. I think he had 2 fighters fight for him before, so I'm sure that'll be a conversation because by me having a world title and her having a world title as well, I'm sure that would be a great match that he would like to make.
If you and Chantal would share the ring, what should the fans expect stylistically? How do you think you would either clash or gel?
Well, for me, I consider myself a boxer, puncher, because I'm 27-3 with 15 knockouts, so I do have some power. So I fight based on how I'm fought. Make sense? So if I need to box, I'm a box. If I need to fight, I'm a fight. So that's how I get my knockouts. I just go along with the rhythm of, I can do whatever.
Just one fight in the past Chantal's spoken about is one with Katie Taylor. If the opportunity presented itself to you, would you be open to facing Katie Taylor?
Yes, Katie Taylor is one of the best in the world, definitely.
How would you feel you would fare against Katie?
I mean, of course, I think I can beat anybody that I get in the ring with. But I also know that I would have to prepare for Katie Taylor. It would be a really strong camp, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of those things, because Katie Taylor all around is a great fighter.
Just a couple of things I want to get your thoughts on whilst I've got you, Mary. First thing, there's been a lot of discussion recently about whether or not female boxing should have 3-minute rounds introduced. What are your thoughts on it?
I really agree. I mean, I get the 2-minute round thing, but at this point, we professionals. I've been boxing 20 years, and I'm going to say this again, reiterate, I have 15 knockouts, but a lot of my fights, I've almost knocked a girl out, but the bell rung. And it was like, if I had more time, that fight would have ended. So that I agree. I think that 3-minute rounds would be great for female boxing.
The other thing I want to get your thoughts on is Claressa Shields. She's making a move over into the UFC. What are your thoughts on that?
I love Claressa and everything she's done for women boxing. I mean, I hate the fact that, you know, we're not paid the way that we should be, and she's an advocate for that. Like, she's going over to MMA and she's just really putting her name out there, and I feel like what she's doing it to help women boxing and also to better herself.
Mary, I just want 2 final messages from yourself. Firstly, if Chantelle Cameron tunes in and watches this interview, a message to her.
Well, Chantel, if you hold down that WBC title, I held down my IBF when I had to defend it. Me and you should share the ring, and we should unify these belts. I'm going to take them home, though.
And then finally, to your supporters around the world, what would you like to say to them?
I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me over the years. Never give up, and it's every day.
Mary, I appreciate your time today. Enjoy the rest of this evening and Las Vegas whilst you're here. Thank you, Speed to Boxing Social.
Thank you. Thank you, Boxing Social.